Jakobi Gillespie is a recent commit. He's going to Tennessee. Volunteers, I hope you like this move. As a Jakobi Gillespie fan, I enjoyed watching him in Maryland this year. I like the move. Not extremely, jumping for joy about it, but I agree with our grade that we gave as an A-. There are other people on our team, like Zach, who like it a lot more than I do, but I think it deserves an A range, and that's great. Let's just go through the good stuff about Jakobi Gillespie. Let's hype him up a little bit. All right. Played at Belmont for 2 years. Was second team all MVC, averaging like 18 points per game. Transfers up to Kevin Willard and Maryland, the point guard of the Crab Five. That Maryland team went to the Sweet 16. That's very underwhelming saying that, but hey, it made it to the Sweet 16. He made third team all Big Ten in a league that had some very good point guards. And his first year as a high major level, averaged about 15 points, 5 assists, rounding up. Shot 45%, but he shot 40% from three, which is what colleges are looking for. He's 6'1", 186, so not a huge point guard, but not like Zakai Ziegler either. Obviously, he has big shoes to fill in Zakai Ziegler. Hey, I'm allowed to make short jokes. I am one myself. But he's on his third school in 3 years. He's from Greenville, Tennessee, so he grew up a Tennessee fan, according to his exclusive interview with 24/7's volunteer kind of advocacy there, the volunteer page that I saw. But yeah, you can go check out that article if you want. I'm sure it's posted all over. I don't have full access to it because I'm not a 247 subscriber, so 247, hook your boys up. We would love to do some work. But yeah, A-, 4-star transfer, one of the best in the class. I believe he's a 4-star transfer. Yeah, he is a 4-star transfer. Of course, one of the most sought after guys in the nation. I'm sure, if we want to talk bread, I'm sure he got a decent amount. I'm not going to speculate about that. Was a good wide receiver prospect in high school. In fact, his high school scouting report lists him as a wide receiver. So chose Belmont, was kind of, besides for Virginia Tech, the best offer he can get. Made his opportunity there. Went up to Maryland and then ultimately arrives at Tennessee. Why this could work, I'll break it down. Number one, Rick Barnes says he has the keys to the offense. At least that's what Gillespie is reporting that Rick Barnes told him on the visit. Look, he loves the Volunteers. Grew up as a fan. Family is a fan. He's a guy who's proven can run a good offense and should only keep getting better with time. Was really good in a Maryland uniform as, the point guard. And Tennessee needs a point guard. They kind of need everything, but hey, they need a point guard first and foremost to fill Zakai Ziegler's role, which he held for pretty much 4 years. And they kind of got their guy, and thirdly, Tennessee has been amazing with the 1-year transfers. My goodness. I mean, Dalton Connect and, Chaz Lanier, both, kind of exploded onto the scene and were all-American caliber guys. Do I think Gillespie is as good as Lanier or Connect? That one's a toughie. Let me know what you think. I'm going to say no, but who knows? Some people think he could be. That's the only reason why I'm giving it an A-, because I'm not sure about like budget-wise. That stuff isn't really, even though it's very obvious it's happening behind the scenes, will they be able to get another guy like a Lanier or a Connect to pair with Gillespie to be that guy who Gillespie can dish it to, drive and dish. But yeah, good for Jakobi Gillespie and his family. I hope this works out. Volunteers are kind of growing on me as a fan base, so shout out to y'all.